Silence isn't always rejection, but it sure feels like it. I spent years making my indie game, and the only thing worse than hate was nothing. I didn't need praise, I needed someone to see it, to actually see the game I was making. And when someone finally did, I rewrote the whole thing. I had expected a lot of negativity along the way. It's the internet after all. But what I actually got was something I wasn't ready for. Silence. On the rare occasion someone did try a build, the feedback was always, yeah, it's cool, or I like it. That was it. Nothing else. No elaboration, no suggestions. You could almost hear the shrug behind the words. Eventually, even positive comments started to feel like pity. Like I'd walked into work with a bad haircut and everyone was just too polite to say anything. I didn't want praise, I wanted honesty. I found myself actually starting to crave criticism, so I went looking for it. And that's when I found roastmygame.com, a website dedicated to critical feedback for indie devs. I uploaded a build and braced myself. I imagined a digital firing squad just waiting to rip it apart. Instead, the first two comments were kind, encouraging even. I appreciated them, of course, but part of me thought, come on, this site is called Roast My Game, where's the roast? And then it happened, the third and final comment. When I first booted up the game, I thought, wow, it's quite polished, so I went an optimistic route. And yes, I do like the cutscenes, but it takes a bit too long because in a game, players want to control it as soon as they play it. As I played the game, I found that the story is a bit bland. It needs a hook, just to give players a sense that this game's story is important for them to follow. Yes, I do think Merrick's past and lost is quite personal, but it doesn't quite connect with me. For some reason, more or less the generic RPG that many devs fall into. The story needs more work, as does the combat system. Nobody likes random encounters, except you're playing a Pokemon game. The random encounters should be divided into different regions in the game, not 3 encounters at the starting area after the village. The character introductions, however, are quite neat. I like the Monster Hunter Elf Girl. Besides that, there are some misplaced character portraits in the dialogue box, and also please be consistent whether you want to utilize the name box or not. This could be a good game, but I can't help but put it down after just 10 minutes into the game. I also encountered that I can't save the game as it always denies. However, besides the issues, the combat animations and graphics are impressive, so I think with a better fleshed out story, your game can be better. Finally, someone had actually played my game, like really played it. They even took the time to give an honest, thoughtful critique, and every word rang true. I wasn't hurt, I wasn't defensive, I was inspired. It gave me a renewed sense of direction. It gave me clarity. I knew what I had to do. I scrapped the whole first version of the game, and I started over. Throughout the rewrite process, I found myself clinging to that comment like a child clutching a teddy bear. That one piece of feedback became my North Star. It was the only real critique I ever got, but it was enough. I often wondered why I treasured that criticism so much. I had the need to be liked as much as the next person, to have my work appreciated. So why didn't I feel put down or rejected? This person's critique had been powerful enough for me to scrap my whole story. Shouldn't I be feeling defeated? Instead, I felt only hope and drive. And that's when I realized there really is a difference between negative feedback and critical feedback. I learned that when someone says, you suck, it literally means nothing. There's no data. What are you supposed to do with that? Worthless. In the trash. Carry on. But when someone says, hey, you suck because XYZ, then it becomes possible to hear their words, weigh them against the truth of whatever you may know, and go from there. That's not rejection. That's a roadmap. That one comment gave me something I hadn't had through all those years of working alone. Not just direction, but connection. Because deep down, I think that's what I was really missing. Not validation, not applause, just proof that someone out there really saw what I was trying to do. I think that's what many of us are really looking for when we put our work out into the world. Not to be told that we're great, but to be taken seriously. We don't need a spotlight, we just need a mirror. Something real to reflect what's working and what's not. And sometimes, that's all it takes to keep going.